comments like this, I find them very thought-provoking. My whole journey with doing the body modifications, the strike branding, the laser branding, I didn't do that myself, but just all the, forms of, scarification that I've done, and a lot of people are just baffled because of the pain that's involved. And one thing that I like to do is, talk about pain versus your mind. What your mind thinks of pain. Does your mind think of pain, or does your mind use pain to deal with, what it's going through? And this is where a ton of people like to jump on the bandwagon and say, oh, that's what, self-harm is. And then they go into the whole, it's the same thing as self-harm. It's the same as blah, 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 blah. And I'm not saying that that's what this person is saying at all. No hate to this person whatsoever. I appreciate her comment. And what I'm getting at is, as I was getting my leg tattooed last night, which was worse than any branding that I've done. Worse. Way worse. I'll take the strike branding any day. But that's not the point. Is that as I was sitting there, just gabbing away with my tattoo artist, who's amazing, by the way, and he and I were having an interesting of course, and I'm always interested because every single successful tattoo artist out there has amazing stories. Every single tattoo artist, I think they are the most interesting people, right up there with, people who deal with, clinical psychology or psychiatry in that matter, because of the people that they meet. They themselves are counselors to so many people, including, this is why tattoo therapy is way better to me than seeing a therapist, because the therapist has an agenda, it's their job, yeah. But most tattoo artists do this out of the love of art. But let's get back to the pain portion. So I'm talking to my tattoo artist, and let me just say that he himself went through a horrific fire, and to this day, years later, is still recovering from it. So bear that in mind. He knows himself about, scar tissue pain, tattooing over, just amazing person. He was telling me about a client, and that what this client had been through, how this client lost his daughter she unalived herself. And then he later found out that she was also, some dude online was just horrific things. So he comes into him for a tattoo session, and, it's like, hey, what's up? And that turns into more than my tattoo artist even anticipated that night. And after the customer, client told him what was up, he said that they ended up tattooing for 15 hours with maybe 2 breaks that lasted maybe 10-20 minutes. Let's talk about that pain. Because when you're getting tattooed, my hips were killing me last night. In fact, at one point I had this leg crossed over this leg so that my legs weren't hurting. And, my tattoo took 5 hours. Whatever. 15 hours. And I said to my tattoo, I said that he had to be on some level so numb in the brain from his life that it was like, this is nothing. Just keep going. Keep going. I don't know about you guys, but after a few hours of being tattooed, you really start to feel it. And that's when your mind has to be like, we're gonna push through this, whether it be closing my eyes, pretending to be, being just whatever to get through it. But this guy, for 15 hours, apparently he had a lot of experience sitting still, being a former military man himself, and sitting for hours, or standing, should say, standing for hours at a, presidential things. Just, we're talking when the soldiers are standing, without moving, blink, just, yeah. But still, I was sitting there in my poor little, 5-hour tattoo, and I'm like, doing the squinting thing when it's getting close to the end, because it's just like, holy crap. This guy, was he feeling the pain of the tattoo? I doubt it. I doubt he was. I bet if anything, it was just a blip in his mind compared to what he was going through internally. And I've had those tattoo sessions too, where I was getting something very symbolic, and in my mind I was thinking about what it meant and what I had been through, and there's times where I'll start crying, and in those moments you're not even feeling the needle. Like, it's there, but you're so encompassed in maybe what you've overcome, and you're having that release from the tattoo therapy, that pain is not even there. If anything, it's just something you're enjoying, something that you are focused on because you got through it. But a lot of people that say, I can't imagine the pain, that's good. That's good. I hope that your lives are happy and filled with wonderful moments with your families, children, spouses, best friends, colleagues, whatever. That you don't have to, ever be in a situation where pain, physical pain, was what you needed to get through the mental trauma. But if you see someone who looks like they've done or been through a lot of pain that maybe even they chose to, don't feel bad for them. Don't pity them. Don't do the, you've been through some shit. No, they got through some shit. They're getting through some shit. They're still there. They're still there, and they've got stories, and they've got purpose, and all that they can hope is that maybe somebody learns from them, or that they can open up someone's mind so they're less closed-minded. I know that was an easy one, but I tell you, I won't be forgetting that story last night. 15 hours. 15 hours of tattooing. And I think it was like right here, going around to the back. But we do it. We do it because it means something. We do it because there is something that we look forward to. There's something that is special about the experience. And for me, it's like the highlight of my month. And even though I know there's going to be pain involved, I also know there's going to be joy, from whatever we talk about, whatever, we share with each other, whatever. And that's what life's about, is having these moments. And if people don't get it, that's okay. Because we do, and we're here for it. So thanks for listening, and thanks for the comment.